Hello everyone and welcome to day 7 of our challenge. Now officially this is the final training. However, I have got some extra little secrets and treats up my sleeve for you that I will be delivering next week. So you still need to be here next week. Do not disappear. Do not think that this is over. Actually, the best is yet to come. So in terms of today, we're going to jump in with day 7 of the challenge, Get Seen and Start Selling. I forgot what the title was for a moment there. And today I really want to look at your beliefs and your feelings around receiving money, because this is a huge one, right? We've talked lots about your message, about your calling, about your ideal clients, about your packages, your services, you tapping into the real value that you give. And that real value that you give and you asking for the value that you give all comes down to how you feel about money and your relationship to money. And we know that lots of people have icky feelings about money. They struggle with money. It can feel like a fight. It can feel uncomfortable. Lots of people have lots of hang-ups and beliefs and baggage around money. So I really want to dive into a bit of that today. And I mean, this could be huge, right? It could be training in itself. And I have done trainings in itself in the past around this, and there might be something around this coming up, which will also be free. So keep your eyes open for that, and I'm going to talk about that more later. But the first thing I'd like you to think about today, get your journal out. Your first question is, what's your current relationship with money? How do you currently feel about money? If money was another person, how would that relationship look? Would you be best friends? Would you be a lover? Would you be enemies? Would you be how would that relationship feel if your relationship with money was actually like a person's relationship? Okay, I want you to really think about it. How would that person feel? So if instead of thinking of it as money, you were thinking of it as a person, how would they feel because of how you think and treat them? Okay, this might sound like Claire's going crazy. Why is she pretending money's a person? Why is she asking me to view them as this money as a person and think about my relationship and how that would feel? But here's the thing, money is energy. And if we feel negative around it, if we feel uncomfortable around it, if we feel stuck around it or holding on tight around it, that's really important, because it's going to have an impact, it's going to have an effect. We want to love money. We want to welcome it into our lives. We want to feel comfortable with money. We want to feel like money is welcome in bed beside us. We want to feel great about the money that we attract into our lives. We want to feel great about the prices that we charge in our businesses. We also want to feel great about the money that we give as well. So it's not just about the money that we receive. It also works the other way. I've got one of my clients who I adore. When she watches it, you probably know I'm talking about her. But whenever she pays one of my coaching bills, she always messages me and says, "Payment made with love." And it always makes me smile, because how important is that? How often do you pay bills or pay for things in a shop or pay for services and do it a bit begrudgingly, or do it in a bit of a scarcity mindset where it's like, oh God, I've got to pay this again, I've got to pay that again, and it makes the energy around it feel stuck and difficult, right? Whereas when you pay with love, when you give that money with love, it feels so good, and it really taps you back into your gratitude around money. And I'm going to talk about the gratitude around money in a moment. So the first question is, what's your current relationship around money? And if that money was a person, how would they feel about how you treat them, how you think of them, and your energy around that relationship? And then I'd like you to think about, what are the 3 key beliefs that come up for you currently around money? Is it that making money is hard? Is it that it's wrong to earn lots of money? Is it that there's a limit on what people will pay you? Is it that your services aren't worth X, Y, or Z? Is it, what have you got? It's going to be different for everyone. You might have already worked on your money mindset, and you might have beautiful, empowering beliefs. Again, if that's what comes up for you, share those. Is it that money is in abundance? Is it that there is more than enough to go around? Is it the more fun that you have, the more money you make? Is it that you welcome money into your life? Is it that money naturally ebbs and flows around us and allows us to have amazing experiences and connections? what is it for you around money? What feelings have you got? What are those beliefs that you've got? Just 3. You don't have to go hugely in depth with all of them for today, but for today, just 3 beliefs that you currently have around money. And when you look at that, when you look at your relationship with money at the moment and your 3 key beliefs around money at the moment, how does that make you feel? Do you get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside of yourself? Or do you get anxiety that boils up? Or do you get discomfort? What comes up for you around it? Okay. The next question, moving on, feel free to pause me if I'm going a little bit quick. You can always pause me or play me again, right? That's the miracle of video. The next question is, how do you want to feel about money? Actually, how would you like to feel about the money in your life, the money that you're attracting, the money that you're spending, the money that you're receiving? How would you like to feel about it? I'd like to put that down in a couple of words, a couple of sentences. How would you really like to feel? And as you write that, really connect with the feeling. Is it that feeling of abundance? Is it that feeling of ease? Is it that feeling that there's always more than enough? Is it that feeling that you always make the money that you need? Is it that you always make more than the money that you need? Like, what are the feelings that you want to have around money? The next thing, sorry, I need to just check my notes there. I couldn't remember where I got up to. So the next question I want you to think about is we often, as heart-centered entrepreneurs, we go around our whole lives being very good at giving, right? We give, we give, we give, we give, we give, we give. Often without thinking about the value, often for free, often to help people. And that giving is great, right? It's beautiful. It's absolutely fabulous to be a giver and to have gifts that you're happy to keep giving out to other people. And I know that what you'll receive in return is probably fulfillment around the fact that you made a difference, that you helped someone. But how open are you really to receiving? So let's, for an example, use the friend who you're always there for. You want to help. Maybe you babysit their children. Maybe you nip round like at the drop of the hat. Maybe you're on the phone when they're heartbroken or when something's not working. You're there. You're always there. You're always helping them. You're always supporting them. And you probably feel quite good about the fact that you do that. You feel like you're a good friend. You feel like you're a good person. It fills you up by doing that. But when you need help, do you reach out to that person and allow them to help you? Do you open yourself up to receiving the support that you need? Or do you say, no, I'm fine. I've got it. I'll manage. Everything's okay. I want you to have a little think about that, because I think a lot of people in this space are probably very, very good at giving, but not so good at receiving. And that obviously can become reflected as well in your relationship with money and how you behave around money. Maybe you're good at giving money, not always to the right things possibly, but maybe you're not so good at receiving money. And quite often we can be good at giving money to some of the things that don't really help us, some of the more short-term things, some of those things that we think will fix the problem, but they're just those short-term fixes. It's like the caffeine fix instead of going to bed, instead of a real investment into your future and into yourself that's going to make a big impact. Maybe it's the short-term one of I'll go and buy a new jumper instead of maybe going and getting a personal trainer. So do you know what I mean? Like maybe you wake up not feeling good about yourself, your body, and you think, yes, I'll buy a new dress, I'll buy a new jumper, I'll buy a new whatever. And it's that short-term fix rather than the, yes, I'm going to invest in that personal trainer because 3 months from now I want my body to feel so much better than it does currently. So I want you to think about how you're also currently using money, and just at this point this is just about creating a little bit of awareness around it, because we can't deal with the whole thing in this short training stage just for this day 7 of the challenge, but we will be visiting this more in depth really soon. So I think it's really important to just start becoming aware of what's going on for yourself around money and how you would like it to be. And I want you to notice some of that self-talk that you might have. So how often do you say to yourself, oh, I'm just rubbish with money. I can't save money. I can't charge the prices that I want. No one will say yes if I put a higher price tag on my programs or my offerings. How many times do you have those kind of conversations with yourself? Sorry, I've got something in my eye. How many times do you have those kind of conversations with yourself? And you're basically reinforcing and reinforcing and reinforcing that belief within your own subconscious mind. Versus how often do you say things like, my value is worth so much more than the money that I'm making? How often do you say to yourself things like, I deserve that, and I'm open to receiving this, and I'm great with money, and I love money, and money loves me, and I have fun with money, and money opens up new opportunities for me that I can say yes to, and there is more than enough money flowing into my life. How often do you say those kind of things? So just be a little bit aware of the self-talk that you have around money. And if you're currently saying things like, I'm not good with money, I waste money, I can't save money, my money disappears. If you've got that kind of thing going on, notice it and start to change it. I'll tell you another one. I can't afford it. That's a huge one, right? How often do you say, like, I want to, but I can't afford it right now? Because every time you say that, you're backing up that belief. You are putting that energy back out to the universe that you can't afford it. Is that how you want things to stay? Because by saying that and reinforcing that again and again and again, you're keeping yourself stuck in that cycle. So please be so aware of it. If it's that you don't want to invest in something, say that. Don't say I can't afford it. So when someone says, oh, let's go do this, you don't want to do it, you don't use the word I can't afford to as an excuse. If you don't want to do it, own that and say I'm choosing not to, versus that whole I can't afford it. Because when you put that out there, it is absolutely 100% going to be reflected back. So start just being really aware of your beliefs around money, what you say to yourself around money, your current relationship around money, and actually how you'd like it to be instead. So I want to share with you just 3 things that you can start today to start shifting some of those money beliefs, okay? So number 1, create some money goals. Lots of heart-centered people within their businesses are great at creating goals around achieving this or having this many clients or all kinds of other things, and they avoid having money goals, okay? But money goals are a great thing to have. So even though you might be heart-centered, and even though you might say, well, money's not the thing that drives me, that's absolutely fine. I get that 100%. Money doesn't need to be the thing that drives you for you still to actually create some goals around money, because by having a better relationship around money, by being more open to receiving money, by allowing money to flow to you more, what else does that then open up that you can do, have, and help other people? When we receive more money, we have more time, we have more resources, we're able to make a bigger impact, a bigger positive impact on other people, on the environment, on ourselves. It's a whole ripple effect, right? So I really want you to start thinking around, actually, by giving myself permission to have more money and say yes to more money and creating some money goals that feel really good, I'm actually opening up so much more. It's that expansive energy that we spoke about yesterday. So create some money goals for yourself. They should stretch you. And I've talked about this before. So when you're creating these money goals, don't make them so big. Don't go and say to yourself, oh, well, I'm going to make 5 million or whatever. And it's just like, it's a number and it's disconnected. It doesn't feel real. There's no point doing that. You want to choose a number that feels real. It feels doable. It feels like a bit of a stretch. It feels exciting, right? It's like, oh, wow, like if I made that, that would be amazing. But it's not like a million miles away, so it feels impossible. So I want you to start thinking about, well, what's that monetary goal that you're going to put in it? And start thinking and daydreaming. Allow yourself to daydream about this a little bit. Like, how are all the ways that I'd love to actually make that money? So I'd love to do this in my business. I'd love to do that in my business. And then it's beyond that. Well, I wonder how else that money is going to flow to me. And I wonder what else will happen to give me the opportunity to earn that money and hit my goal. So it's coming at it from lots of different angles and combining lots of different ways of working, both in terms of daydreaming and thinking and planning around what programs and offers and other things that you can have in your business, as well as opening it up and saying, I am ready to receive more and I'm open to new opportunities that are going to come my way that are going to help me to achieve this number. The second thing is money tracking. Money tracking can feel really good because you're affirming to the universe that you're enjoying that money that you're receiving. So often when, we take payments in our business or we receive money in some way, we don't always think about it. Sometimes we can be so involved in other things or thinking about the next paycheck or whatever it might be that it almost goes past without considering it. Whereas when you start money tracking, that can make a huge difference in your business because you start celebrating every single piece of money you bring into your business, and that in itself changes your energy around that money, and it makes hitting those money goals so much easier and so much more fun. So start just having a little checklist or a little tracker or something whereby you track all the money that comes in. And this isn't just money from your business, this can be any money. So maybe you go visit your grandma and she gives you £20 and says my granddad Joe, whenever I see my granddad Joe, he always gives me £20. That's why I say it. But that counts, right? That 100% counts. Whatever it might be, wherever that money might come from, track it, count it, and give gratitude. And that's the third one, right? Tap into the gratitude for what you already have around money and your relationship with money. So what is already brilliant? What are you already super grateful for? And by focusing on that, you're allowing yourself to have more and more of that into your life, because you're saying, yes, I love this, more please. So there are 3 easy things that you can start doing literally right now today: money goals, money tracking, money gratitude, to start shifting some of that money mindset and attracting more and allowing yourself to receive more. So that leads us on to pricing your services, right? And we've talked a little bit about this, but I feel like we need to go a little bit deeper into it. And I want you to think about, there is no rule book, no golden book of rules around what you should or shouldn't be charging in your business. Now, if you've got a product-based business and you're selling a product and it's part of a network marketing business, then of course that's a bit different. So I'm not suggesting for a second that you go and change the prices on products that you're selling. No. But you can be smart with it. You can put together like nice little packages so that you're upselling things and all the rest of it. This conversation though is more for those people who it's 100% their own business, and it probably service-based as opposed to product-based. So there is no golden rule book to what you should or shouldn't be charging. I think it should be something that feels good to you. So when you think about the value that you bring, which we really talked about yesterday, tap back into that value. Think about that transformation that you can create for someone, and then think about the energy it takes for you to do that. Because let's be honest, this is not, I remember when I very first started coaching, like 9-10 years ago now, in my head I imagined that I could have like 40 clients a week, that I could literally have 40 clients a week. I could see them all. I could charge £50 a session, $50 a session, because I was in New Zealand. And that'd be great, because I'd be making, I don't know what that adds up to now, but at the time that would have hit my money goals. I was like, yes, 40 clients a week, $50 a session. It'll fit it all in, job done. Those of you who've got a service-based business will know that that's BS, really, because it just doesn't work like that. It takes energy, and our energy has got to be in the right place to support our clients fully. It's not just a boom, 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 right? And it really makes you stop and think about doctors and all the rest of it, who have to have that whole system of like next, because what's really important is that you are with that client fully, and that your energy is there fully, because that's what people are paying for. It's not actually the time, it's your energy, it's your focus, it's all of your experience. They're the things that people are paying for, not your time. So please don't fall into that whole time for money pitfall. Really think about this. This really is about so much more. It's about the bigger picture value. It's about all the experience you have. It's about everything else you bring to the table. It's about the energy that you create, and it's about the space that you hold. It's not just about the time that you spend with that one client. So I really want you to think about how much money will feel good for you and right for that amount of support, that amount of energy, so that you can show up fully every single time. Because if you're undercharging yourself, eventually you'll feel tired, you'll feel worn out, and you'll start resenting the work that you're doing with those ideal clients, simply because you're taking on too much and you're not receiving, and you're not allowing yourself to receive that back equally. It's a bit like that cup, right? Starbucks cup on the side that starts off full because you love what you're doing, you're making a difference, you say yes, it's an ideal client, and then every single time they're only paying a bit, but you're giving more energy than they're paying. So they top it up, but you're giving more energy. They top it up, you're giving more energy. Eventually you're going to run dry, you're going to run out, and that's when you start feeling unhappy in your business. That's when it starts feeling too difficult. That's when it feels like things aren't working. And so the price that you put on your services is really important. It has to feel like it's enough for that energy, for that love, for that care that you put into your business, into every single client that you see. And so really what I'm saying here is, do not undercharge. Do not hold yourself back by saying, oh, but it's only worth this, or that would be this amount per hour, or people can't afford it, because I tell you what, people can afford it when they see the value, when they realize what they're truly getting. So start to own that, start to be aware of it yourself, and start to put it out there, because it's all about receiving, and we are meant to receive. We are not meant to just give, we're meant to give and receive. That's the way the universe works. Even if you don't believe in the whole universe thing, in terms of you could, whatever, it still works. So think of it in whatever terms you're comfortable with. What else did I want to comment on today? I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say for now, because I'm going to be going more in depth with this. I'm going to do a training in itself around this, which is what I was mentioning earlier, because money is huge, and money is a big part for lots of people in their business, around the amount they're charging, the amount they're making, the amount they want to be making, how they want to feel about it, and all the rest of it. So I'm going to go more in depth, and we're going to do a specific training on this. So what I want you to go and do for today, from today's training: your relationship around money, 3 current beliefs that you have, your money goals, your money tracking, your money gratitude, and then really have a think about the current prices that you're charging within your business. Are they right? Are they on track? Or do they need changing? Okay. And I would love to hear about any of those or one of those within Dreamcatcher. So give me your feedback in there. It's always fabulous to see. The weekend, we're going to be off, so go enjoy the weekend, go and put up your Christmas trees or whatever it is you're doing, and I will be back here on Monday. So you're going to get another email on Monday. You're also going to see me in Dreamcatchers on Monday, so keep an eye out. 100%. I've got a couple of goodies to give away, so I'm going to be talking about that on Monday. I will give you an update over the weekend. I'll let you know what time on Monday I'm doing a Facebook Live, so keep an eye out in Dreamcatchers to see what time that will be. Come and join me live if you can. Have a fabulous weekend. I will see you soon. Go and enjoy this. Take care for now. Bye.